What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Engutturalment Cephaloslamectomy, entitled Glam Not Slam. This is released on Gore House Productions. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Evansville, Indiana, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very traditional, satirical, humorous style of brutal death metal. Yeah. My first introduction to this project was their 2014 debut EP/demo entitled 812. Of course, 812 being the area code for Evansville, Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. Everything about that demo was so over the top and crazy, from the gruesome graphics artwork, parodying the devourments, molesting the decapitated, a guy with a gold chain and a grotesquely deformed, oversized dick. Classic album cover art, but what made this demo stand out was the fact that not only did this band have a very strong sense of humor, but it also had great music to back it up, because this is a band that sees a lot of influence within brutal death metal, but also within the subculture of slam and t-shirts and pretty much anything that gets notoriety within the genre. This band pretty much parodied it, and I think it worked out very well. From the really top-notch technical musicianship to the super guttural, undecipherable, improvisational vocals, that demo was just something really, really special. And I had been clamoring and anticipating something new from this project for quite some time, and I'd say there's been a lot of trial and tribulation when it comes to this project's full-length happening. Band member changes, issues and disputes with mixing and mastering the album, making sure that it's in the right hands. But all that nonsense and drama aside, when word got out that we were finally going to get the debut full-length from Engutturalment Cephaloslamectomy, I was very excited. I mean, upon looking at the album cover art and some of the song titles of this album, you can tell that this band was taking a more different sort of approach than the first time around. More of an influence of classic rock, hair metal, and of course the obvious brutal death metal. I was very excited to see and hear what was going to be going on with in this band, and now here we are with their official full-length debut entitled Glam Not Slam. It's 10 tracks, and it clocks in at around 27 minutes in length, so as per the usual case with a brutal death metal record, it's a short and sweet and to the point record. But I should stress enough that if you shouldn't let this band's humor and satirism distract you from how fucking incredible this album is musically, because these guys know exactly what they're doing when it comes to playing music, how to get things structured, and just overall have a really, really great creative time here. And you hear that in full spades here with Glam Not Slam, and this is an absolutely incredible debut. Musically, it's just as tightly wound and tightly knit as the first demo, but times 10, I would say. There are a lot of killer riffs and bass parts to be heard throughout this entire album. Really, really creative and chaotic from the minute you hear the real opening track of Nights in Slam and Service, to songs like Some Kisses, 812 and Life, Pit Riffs Gone Wild. Some creative song titles here, I must say. And later on in the album with songs like Overnight, Slam and Brutal Death Metal Sensation, and Pour Some Pit Riffs on Me. Really, really entertaining stuff. Great riffs, great attention to detail. Love the slammy pit riff breakdown parts on certain tracks, going back to songs like Nights in Slam and Service. Just some really great riffs and breakdown parts going on with those tracks. The bass work on here is very clean, very technical, very, very much attention to detail going on here. If I'm not mistaken, the guy that's playing bass on this album is also the bassist of the band Aegean, Nick Scott. He's a really good bassist, and I'm glad they brought him in to play on this album. It's really, really killer to hear him play bass here and do the things that he's good at doing here. It's really, really awesome. Another thing that's really a standout of this album is the drumming. Really awesome drum work. If I'm not mistaken, the guy behind Cerebral Engorgement is behind the drum work here. And his drumming on this album is very entertaining. It's very natural sounding. A lot of awesome snare, a lot of blast beats, a lot of energy. Just really, really awesome stuff here. And one thing I should point out is the track, I Bless the Slams Down in Africa. That's one of my absolute favorite songs on this album. Of course, it starts off with the famous drums that you would know best from the song. But then once that drum sample gets faster, it transitions into the main natural drum performance of that song. And that's just absolutely amazing. And when it comes to the vocals, of course, Andrew did a lot of music on the first record, on the first demo, EP, whatever. But here he just does guitar and vocals this time around. And of course, his vocal style is very much similar to the vocals on the last record. Very guttural, very undecipherable, very improvisational. I really honestly don't think there's even actual lyrics to this album, but the way he words things, the way he does vocal deliveries, it's just very, very entertaining. It fits all the music that's being played here. It's done and performed very, very well here. It just accompanies everything nicely. And I think Andrew's vocal performance here is incredibly entertaining to listen to. And yeah, overall, like I said, don't let the parody, satirical nature of this band distract you from the fact that this music is just absolutely killer. I love what this band brings. I love their sense of humor. I love how entertaining they are. And I love the fact that they can back up their sense of humor with some absolutely killer music. And this is definitely one of the best pieces of brutal death metal music to exist in 2020. If you are a fan of their first demo, you're really going to love Glam Not Slam. Fantastic album all the way through. So if I had to think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Nights in Slam and Service, Some Kisses, I Bless the Slams Down in Africa, Pour Some Pit Riffs on Me, and of course the closing track, No Gay Black Metal, Only Good Shit. Very entertaining. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Gore House Productions Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy being purchased or not. You can stream it, buy it digitally, and I believe it is available physically as a CD and cassette tape. What I have in my hands is the CD version. There you see this really badass artwork from Gruesome Graphics, track listings, pro CD and everything, and I love what this says here on the inlay of the book. Let me read it to you here. Glam Not Slam has been recorded with all real acoustic drum notes and no trigger sample, no drum sample editing or quantization. Absolutely no vocal effects, positively no inhaled vocals, absolutely no poser lyrics, positively no smiling or laughter during the making of this album, absolutely no illegal substances were induced during the making of this album, positively no 808s, bass drops, any perceived 808s are just our natural heaviness, Slam ain't no damn joke. Fucking amazing. So yeah, again, the album is Glam Not Slam by Engutturalment Cephaloslamectomy. This is released on Gore House Productions. Definitely check this one out. And for a score, I'm feeling a very strong 8.5 out of 10 for this one. Sensational debut album. Well worth the wait. If you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it. Or any of you guys into Engutturalment Cephaloslamectomy, definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Hill out.